Welcome to Behind the Claw. We will be picking up where we picked up, or we will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys have made it to the Bowman system, and Bowman, there's not a whole lot here. There is a primary star, but really the biggest primary is a large gas giant that is simply known as Bowman Primary Alpha. And everything else in the system, the largest bodies beyond that are nothing but planetoids, planetesimals, and large asteroids. Thinking things about the size of like Ceres are floating around out there. The rest of it is all about the inner belt is about 5 planets worth of just destroyed rock that has made a belt in the system. There is an outer belt of about 9 other planets worth of rock, and that is the entire system. That's it. And there is no consensus on exactly what the population of Bowman is, and most of the people that live there live in habitats that have been built into asteroids. They mostly make up small mining companies. Some are a large mining company, might be 200 employees, but most of them are small family-run businesses or independents that go out and make their lives there. Recently, however, things in Bowman have heated up. Ling Standard Products has moved in, and they have decided they're going to set up shop and start doing corporate mining, which is pushing out some of the smaller companies, and things have kind of heated up. There's been a few minor skirmishes between Ling ships, mining ships, and the independents and the small belting companies. Beyond that, there is a naval base here, a imperial naval base. There is a small, I wouldn't necessarily call it a scout base. It is a uh, rest and refuel station, and that's about it. And there is only one major starport in the system. It is called Garrison Starport, and it floats around the gas giant. For the most part, Garrison is pretty much Imperial property. Now, let me pull this up. When we look at Bowman, I mean, the system itself shows that it has a Class D starport, meaning that wherever you can land, there might be some beacon lights, and that's about it. It's a flat spot in the rock, but that's not necessarily true for Garrison Starport. It is actually a Class C starport, but it is an Imperial port, and there is about 8,000 people living on Garrison Starport. So there is the starport portion of it, and then there is a what could be called a star town, even though it is inside the high port's walls. There is no downport because the downport would be crushed by the gas giant, and so there is a star town. Being a now, we can look at Bowman particularly. It's 000 300 with a tech level of 9. The technically Bowman star system has 0 for a law level. That's not really true for Garrison Starport. Garrison Starport will allow you to carry around a reasonable blade weapon. I suppose if you wanted to carry around a sword, as long as it's sheathed, you could. And a sidearm, holstered sidearm, is fine. But the law level of the base, they don't tolerate a whole lot. And of course, because there is the local belters coming and going, there tends to be a lot of fist fights and things like that. And as long as everything's kept with a friendly fist fight, that's fine. It's when somebody pulls a knife and guts somebody, or when somebody pulls a handgun and shoots them, then things get really serious really quick. And Starport Security just does not tolerate anything about that. So that's going on, and as these guys docked at Garrison Starport, Magnus came out and told them that he was going to pay a visit to basically pay his respects to Denisov Memorial. Denisov Memorial is a memorial set up that Bowman is supposed to be the last stand of a great admiral of the sword worlds, and his name was Admiral Denisov, and this was kind of where he did his last stand. This is they say is where he was just his ships were destroyed, but his ship and his body was never found. And so there, Denisov Memorial is set up, and is kind of a place where sword worlders sometimes go in order to pay their respects. He's kind of a big big hero for sword worlders, almost to mythic proportions, since all of this happened quite a while ago at the end of the Fourth Frontier War. And so Magnus says he's going to go pay his respects at Denisov Memorial, but he handed them a note of flimsy, and on this flimsy, in addition to everything else, he had scribbled a brief note that basically told them to go about their normal business without attracting attention. And he wrote the name Kurt Sanigan and an address that corresponded to a rented office near the Starport's administrative center. And that's where we left off. Before we get started, I would like to point out that we do have a new book for Braunhaven. It has come out today in PDF format, both for Castles and Crusades and for Old School Essentials. It's called Werewolves of London, and it is a full 80-page adventure. Includes all digital assets, maps, handouts, everything that you would need to run the game. And it is available over on DriveThruRPG. Just came out earlier this afternoon, so get that while it's hot. All right, so you guys are kind of you have this note. Obviously, he said to go about your normal business, but don't attract attention to yourself. So your normal business is, of course, intelligence gathering is that you do on the down low. Any trading that you decide to do, that would be normal business. Beyond that, you've got this name and this address. You're not sure what that really entails. How are you gearing up? How are you outfitting yourselves? How is Zerzy gonna? What's he wearing? What's he carrying?
So Bowman's Imperial, right?
Yes. Well,
all right.
Let me double check that. I mean,
yes. I shouldn't dress as a noble.
So Bowman is technically independent, but there is an Imperial base here. So, okay. So as far as you're concerned, Garrison Starport is Imperial. That would be Third Imperium territory. They built it. So it's theirs.
I'll dress in my typical fancy crew uniform with all my little noble gadgets, but I'm not wearing my noble outfit. Just my picture, basically.
Okay.
But you already know what I want to go do.
Are you carrying a sidearm or what?
I'm guessing they probably wouldn't like my laser pistol, would they?
So, probably not. I mean, probably not, but I don't think they're going to say a whole lot about it. So, like I said, this isn't technically an Imperial star system. It is an independent system. It does have a law level of 0. Literally no fucks given. But I don't think that an Imperial starport would care too much. If it's holstered, you should be good to go.
Yeah, I'll have my laser pistol on my side.
Okay.
Conceal, put away. And I've always got Clanker walking with me.
Okay.
Clanker.
How is Audrey kitting out?
Audrey wears her regular outfit and has the auto pistol.
Okay. And what about Svart?
I wear my ship suit with my jacket
Okay, good idea. The jacket won't
and
draw attention.
auto pistol, long blade across my back.
Okay, that works.
I can reach over back here and.
Right. So, okay. So, what are you doing first? I mean, are you just going to follow these directions and go to this address, or are you going to go check out what the local trade is like? My guess would be you're gonna find a lot of ore for sale. I mean,
Fart, you did time in the scouts, didn't you? Or no?
I think Svart was strictly patrol, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
You're muted. Nope. That's still muted.
He broke it. I was basically gonna see if he would have any. Would it be a better idea for me to gather intelligence about the scout ship? Would it be better to
Yeah, he was a
say
cop and a
to try
merchant.
to be like low key about it, or should I just be like, can I like file a complaint or something? Like,
Well, I mean, you could. I mean, filing a complaint would be one way of going about it. I don't necessarily know that it's going to. If you're genuinely wanting to file a complaint, I don't know that the scout service is going to give a shit. They'll file a complaint, and as soon as you turn your back, they're going to wad it up and throw it in the garbage. Because they don't. If one of their scout ships pisses you off, they don't give a shit. I mean, it's got to be something pretty bad.
Is their starport or their little thing? Is it like tech level 8, 10, 12?
Well, this is a Class C starport. It is run by. It is home to a tiny IISS base, and it's probably. I would guess it doesn't say, but I would guess that Garrison Starport is higher tech level than the rest of the system, but it's only Class C, so I would guess probably along the lines of tech level 12. I would guess.
Because
maybe higher. It could be tech level 15.
Is the scout area like a separate thing, or is it all part of the starport?
They have their own segregated landing bays and whatnot, but it is all part of the starport. All of it can be accessed here. Everything that is Imperial can be accessed here. You don't even have to. Once you're docked, you don't have to leave the space station.
Could I have my agent in the background take its time and try to hack in while I'm doing stuff?
I mean, what do you mean by hack in? What are you trying to hack into?
I want to get into the Scouts database to look up information on the ship.
So, technically speaking, that you wouldn't have to hack for that. So if you're looking up, if say for instance you want to look up public information, there SB or SJ 8901, that ship designation would be public information.
Oh, no, I want to find the private information.
What kind of private information?
I just want to see if there's any. Would we be able? I guess let me ask this out of game. Would I be able to find more information about that ship if I got into their private information? If that's not really feasible in this area, then I won't worry about it.
Maybe. It depends. I mean, like I said, again, it depends on what kind of private information you're wanting to look for.
I want to see like any kind of manifest that they've saved. I want to see any kind of routes that they've taken since we've taken off.
So they may while it is normal procedure to file a flight plan or a jump plan, there's no way of really knowing whether a ship followed that or not. And even if so, the only information that would be here would be if SJ8901 had been here and it filed a jump plan for where it was going next. Beyond that, there's no way of knowing if they actually went to where they said they were going. And two, um, they're not going to get return information from the other port to say that they either showed up or not. You know what I mean? Because there's no such thing as faster than light communication. So the only thing that you would be able to access is what this base particularly would know.
Okay.
So as far as
right.
private information that you could look up, so some of the data that is transmitted every time a ship comes into port from their IFF transponder is any debt that is due on the ship. It won't tell you what the amount is. It won't tell you how many payments are left. It will tell you publicly whether the ship is in arrears or not. So either the ship's mortgage has been paid or it has not. Aside from that, it will tell you public information will give you what their jump plan was, where they were heading if they had been here, and it will tell you public information. It will tell you who the captain is, any mechanics notes on the general upkeep. Usually, you're talking those notes are going to be like 1 or 2 sentences, and it may include some notes as to personal interactions that starport personnel may have had with them, and that's about it for public. It might show if they traded publicly for merchandise. It might show what they bought and what is listed as being boarded or put onto the ship. Now, as far as private information, if you wanted to hack in and get private information in addition to the public information, you could see things like how much money is left on the ship, who is that money owed to. And it would be assumed that in the case of a scout ship, not always, but if one that is still operating under a IISS Scout moniker, their name, the actual name of the ship, it hasn't been given a personal name yet. It would be assumed that any money that would be owed would be back to the Scout Service, or if you would be able to tell if the ship was on detached duty, which would mean that it's technically still a part of the Interstellar Scout Service. And they are being on detached duty means that they could be told they have to go wherever at any time that they receive a message from the Scout Service saying, okay, you need to drop everything and you need to go check out what this is over here. And then once they're done doing that, they can go about their business. So, I mean, there's a little bit of private data that you'd be able to get. It really depends.
I think I'll just kind of just, while we're looking around for the traders and stuff like that, I'll just kind of try to walk over to their area and go talk to people. Clanker will be walking with me, recording stuff. If we interact with people from the Scout Service, I want to make sure Clanker's recording.
Okay. So you're gonna go meander and try to blend in. I take it. What's Audra doing?
Audrey would want to eat a burger at the generic and then see if they have ore that we could get put in our ship to trade later.
Okay, so in Bowman there probably is a generic bar and grill. In addition to that, there is also, and now I need to pull this other book. There is. Sorry, this PDF is probably one of my most used source books. Going Port Side. It's Referee's Briefing 3. It's just so great. So this place also has a I don't know if you want to call it a bar or a restaurant, maybe a little of both, called the Torpedo Bay. And it caters to naval personnel. And they have a specialty drink called torpedo juice. That is a reference to an ancient maritime practice of mixing alcohol with torpedo propulsion system from a torpedo's propulsion system with pineapple juice to create a potent but unpalatable beverage. They have a number. Their bar is decorated with naval paraphernalia, and there are sometimes mannequins wearing Navy uniform that some people think is a little creepy, and others just think it's tacky. Pretty much everybody in there that goes to the Torpedo Bay has some kind of naval background. But I mean, you don't have to have a naval background, but it's kind of geared towards those people. And so long as patrons are willing to pay over the odds for a bill, they'll get a tall glass of torpedo juice or a detonator cocktail, and the Torpedo Bay will remain open for business. So that's kind of the Torpedo Bay. But that's the biggest and most popular bar on Garrison Station.
It's nautical theme, like the Krusty Krab.
No. I mean, I guess you could say that. This is more of a space. This is definitely. There you are. I hear you now. It's a spacers bar for people that were in the Navy, pretty much exclusively. But there, yes.
I unplugged and plugged the microphone headset 3 times. Third time worked.
Third time's the charm.
That would drive me nuts. So there is a Torpedo Bay. There is a generic bar and grill or bar and steakhouse, and there is an Astro Burger, and of course there is the ever popular Advantage Hotel, which in this case really amounts to a bunch of repurposed cargo containers that have been made into, I suppose you could call them comfortable rooms. It's basically like a Motel 6 made out of cargo containers.
What's the Astro Burger?
Astro Burger is a popular burger chain that they basically have a whole line of burgers that sometimes have questionable names. So let's see, where is one of them?
It's a 3,000-year-old Burger King.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, more like a Bob's Big Boy, but
oh God, I love Bob's Big Boy.
I know, right?
That brings back fantasy. We had one where I went to college. I could buy 2 cheeseburgers, a load of fries, and a giant Coke for 75 cents.
Oh, jeez. So Astro Burger has drummed up some controversy in the past because they will sometimes use space battles as advertising, and in one instance, they began to publicly during a run-in with Imperial Anti-Piracy Patrol that ran into some actual pirates. Astro Burger started to broadcast a new ad that said that this space battle was brought to you by Astro Burgers. So they could be a little bit controversial, but they're still in business, and people continue to constantly eat at Astro Burger. I think I do not.
15 gagillion sold.
Yes. Right. And they have a very, I don't know, typical, very colorful logo, you can always tell when there's an Astro Burger.
Ooh, okay. Well, then Audrey goes there and eats one of their burgers.
Yeah, Audrey would probably like the colorful logo, being nearly colorblind.
Yeah, she does like bright colors.
I move my head and I get disconnected.
It sounds like a bad wire. This is Astro Burger's logo.
Ooh,
Very typical. But nope.
Notice there's no meat.
Right.
Where's the beef?
It's the Beyond Astro Burger. This is the Torpedo Bay's logo.
Torpedo Bay.
So yeah, what does Audrey want to do?
Eat the biggest burger at the Astro Burger.
Okay, so you're going to go over to Astroburg, and then your plan is to go to check out what ore the miners have on sale. How's Zvart kitting out, and what's his plan?
My plan is I'm going to ask Zerzy, are we going straight over to talk to this guy, or are we doing something else like, let's go get some food?
Are you hungry, Svart? Well,
When am I not going to? I mean, this is a chance to get not ship food.
Right. That is a good point. I mean, something other than ever fresh sandwiches and nutrient paste.
I'll tell you what. We'll go there and eat. But I also, do you think that they would buy some of our meat?
Well, if we can find somebody to buy it, sure. I
mean-
imagine we can find somebody want to buy it. I imagine, how about we go to generic bar and grill and steakhouse and see if they want to buy some steaks?
I doubt there's an admiral on Garrison Starport, but there's got to be some higher ranking, at least captainy level. I would think that there'd probably be some officers here that would probably be willing to buy a steak. I don't know that you'd be able to sell more than. I mean, saying that you could sell 10 tons that's a lot of steak,
Right.
and
Yeah,
you're probably going to
how
take a
many of them?
loss.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean,
well-
right now,
We got it for cheap.
You have
How can we take?
you have
We got it for cheap.
You did get it for fairly cheap. You got 200 tons left of this frozen meat.
Let's go eat, and maybe I'll find somebody who we can start trading with. But before we leave the station, I want to go talk to the scouts. But that can wait.
Okay. So you guys start walking around the station, heading towards where the trading center is, and of course on the concourse, this is where the Torpedo Bay generic and Astro Burger is, as well as an Advantage Hotel. Everybody can make a recon, or it's your choice. You can make a recon plus intellect check, or you can make a streetwise plus intellect check.
Recon or streetwise?
correct.
I do recon since it's 0. And Streetwise is -3.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Audrey's
Neither.
smart. The ex-cop from Sword World's patrol just completely misses it.
They're
But
too hungry.
yeah, he's too hungry. He's getting hangry. He needs real food and generic beer. But Zerzy,
Well, I prefer generic ale if I have it.
I'm sure they've got everything generic. I mean, it's not good. It's not bad. It's just kind of in the middle. But Zerzy, you note almost immediately from leaving the scander, you guys have picked up a tail, and there's a number of these individuals that are following you. They are wearing scout jumpsuits. They're in scout service spacer uniform jumpsuit. They every time that Zerzy, when you notice them, and they are very clumsy at what they're doing. As soon as you kind of look in their direction, they all scramble and attempt to look like they are doing something nonchalant. And
Do I see weapons on them?
no, they're not armed.
I'll just
Well,
my computer.
I make sure my revolver is in my holster.
Okay.
On
The
my
big
computer,
revolver.
I'll send a mobilecom message to these two, let them know that keep walking and act normal, but we have people following us right now.
Okay. The other thing that you notice about these guys is they seem, I mean, aside from being the worst tail that you've ever seen, I mean, and you've, being in the diplomatic corps, you've probably seen a couple. That's just the nature of the business. But these guys appear to have no real skill at this. They're clearly not super spy secret agents. They probably really are exactly how they're dressed. They are probably scouts, Imperial scouts. I have no clue what they're doing. And they also appear to you to be, I wouldn't say completely inebriated, but they are lubricated in some way.
Yeah,
So their idiocy and terrible skill at following you is amplified by the fact that they've had a couple of drinks already.
yeah, I informed these two, and I keep walking, looking casual, but just being ready just in case.
Okay, the thing that there's this picture kind of cracks me up, and I didn't really notice it right away. And I know it's supposed to be a distance thing, but it doesn't translate very well. These people seem like they're Zentradi, like they're really huge, and this car in the background is like really small. Like, giants crush you. And so
They are scouts with 1,000-ton scout ship.
yes. So
We have a map.
this is kind of the layout of the Starport city streets for the Startown. And there is advertising all over the place. These holographic billboards that are advertising numerous items. There's different dive bars. There are rental car agencies. Not that this. I mean, yes, the Starport is big enough to justify like taxis and some kind of mass transit, but there are rental car agencies. There's some people that just insist on getting a rental car. Most of these are going to be like, luxury style, if not a limo, but they're at least luxury They're the Cadillacs of rental cars. Um, and these guys are just following you. There's 4 of them. And they're the last time that you turn around and look, they all kind of scrambled looking for something to do, and they all seem to be intently having a discussion about this tree that is planted in this space station. They're like, "Oh, hey, look, yeah, there's a tree here." They're all checking out
Part of me
the tree.
wants to fuck with them, but I'm not going to yet.
I'm thinking the same thing. It's like, well, why don't I just walk over and ask?
I was thinking about making
Hi.
one of them levitate for a bit, but nah.
You guys been did you ever visited my home world, Excalibur?
So like this building here, this is Astro Burger. Directly across the street, this is Generic, and up here, this building right here is the Torpedo Bay. Now, if you're looking for the Scout Service building, Scout Service has their small public office up here.
Audrey, where did you want to eat at? Astro Burger, right? You said.
Dastelberger.
All right, that's what we'll go to eat,
Okay.
Yay.
and then we're gonna rent a car because why not?
You're gonna rent a car to go 3 buildings?
I mean, I'm not one of you low-born people. Even though
What does lowboard mean?
I'm from a noble caste of my planet. Like,
Oh,
I'm a lower elite person, basically.
he's like a baron. Or maybe a baronet.
Like, technically speaking,
Is your rank hereditary?
that I don't know.
If it's not, then you're not a baron, then you're a baronet.
Your mic's muted. DM.
That is technically true. Yeah. So you guys get into Astro Burger, and they have the typical board up, and there are numerous advertisements that are being displayed about how their newest right now the newest burger is brought to you by Ling Standard Products and their hostile takeover of the mining industry in Bowman.
I'm staying out of local politics for now. Now, if we stay here for a while, then
So you're in this. I mean, it's like a typical fast food place. There's windows up front. The back is all counter and kitchen. Are you guys getting near the windows where you can keep an eye on these 4 idiots, or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit in a booth by a window, and just kind of keep an eye out on them and keep a look around, see if anybody of note seems to be in here. Somebody who looks like maybe they stand out, and I'll have Clanker just kind of standing guard next to me.
You don't see anybody in the Astro Burger that seems to be anybody of note. You see a lot of people wearing typical spacer jumpsuits. These guys, most of them are dirty. They look like they are probably miners.
Great.
But looking out the window, you see these clumsy scouts kind of they're almost like they're surrounding the building, but they're not doing a very good. I mean, they're in plain sight.
Well, let me see. Let me make sure it's loaded. Yeah, 7 rounds. 6-inch barrel. Yeah, that's pretty good for this thing. 140 grains.
Yeah, the Stolly's
1800
probably
1800 feet per grain per second.
yeah. That sounds about like what the Stolly would be. I mean, that's a hand cannon.
This is my 357. It's my constant companion at the range.
Did you know that technically the name hand cannon was actually a real handgun?
Yes, the original.
It was
The
basically
original-
just a big stick with a barrel on it.
Yeah,
like
and it was a big barrel.
And it was basically they would brace it in the ground and light a fuse. It was a hand cannon. Yeah.
It's not a 44, unfortunately. I'm just not able to handle the recoil very well. I don't like dents in my forehead.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, you see these guys just clumsily like they're leaning on somebody else's car. They're not doing any. They're yelling back and forth to one another. They're not even using comm dots. They're just yelling across the street. They're not doing. They're not making any attempts to hide what they're doing at all. And they're just kind of
These guys. I wonder if these guys spent too long alone in their ships.
They sucked as
Scouts.
spies.
Scouts spend a lot of time out there. Yeah, them and X-boat pilots. Yeah.
Oh, they're worse. All they get to do is go from X-boat to X-boat, and they get to sleep when they get to the station.
Right.
Well, let's see. What do I want? I want a double burger, tater tots,
Oh yeah, I'm sure they
mustard
have tater
ketchup.
tots. Oh yeah,
Huh?
I'm sure they have tots. Yeah. So yeah, your meals will cost you probably about 10 credits each.
Okay.
I was gonna count change, but I'm like, there's no change. Not until you get up to mega credits. Yeah,
While we're
you're-
sitting here, I'll send Clanker out to kind of stand outside and listen into their conversations.
Okay, so you're gonna step outside, or you're gonna have
No, I'm gonna
Clanker.
send Clanker out.
Okay, so yeah, you have him step out. Clanker can hear him. Can hear these four guys in these scout uniforms, yelling back and forth about, are they still in there? Yeah, they're still in there. Okay. Well, hope she's paying what she promised us.
No, she's not.
I'm just having all the text come up on my computer display and just like showing it to Svart and be like, "You're going to probably kill someone today."
Yummy. What'd you say? What'd you say? This is good.
You may have to kill some people today. You and Audrey can kill people. Actually, do we see?
How
you
do we
said the
make
place
them
is-
disappear? Is there an
Is it-
incinerator around here somewhere?
I'm sure there is. It's a space station, so
Do we see? You said there's like guards in the spaceport. Do we see any in the building or outside or anything like that?
yeah. Every once in a while, I mean, from your experience thus far, this star town is far more heavily patrolled than any of the other ports you've been in. For the most part, you're seeing just starport security. They're usually walking around in pairs, but you've seen probably a foot patrol about every 2 blocks. You see at least a couple.
Okay. Good to know, just in case.
The other thing to note is that the starport security are not Imperial Army or Marines. They are
So the private.
a private security firm.
Are there any of them in here on or off duty, like in the establishment?
No, everybody that you see in here, and there's only like 4 other people in here. and they're all wearing jumpsuits with different ship logos. They're from different corporations on them. They're all scrubby miners.
Okay.
And they don't smell too good.
Yeah, they smell a lot like iron and nickel, and maybe a little grease.
And about a week of sweat.
Probably, yeah.
They're like people who work hard.
Yeah, and they don't, they're out in space. They don't have all that much water to spare for showering and stuff.
Well, especially if it's an in-system ship. I mean,
yeah.
Although a fusion reactor shouldn't have a hard time making water from, it shouldn't have a hard time doing that, or oxygen for that matter. But so yeah, I mean, Clanker can hear these guys yelling back and forth across the street. And they've all positioned themselves, so like these two, this guy here and this guy here, position themselves outside on the street near the front of the Astro Burger so they can see in the windows. These two are across the street, and they're all in position so that they can see through you guys through the glass.
Perhaps I can turn this from an annoyance into an opportunity for us.
Ask this guy what he wants.
Well, I mean, if they're being paid, so I can obviously overpay them so that way they can
just go away.
Yeah. No, just they can work for us. I mean, they're stupid, but they're people.
Double their pay. Make them go check on the other lady.
So do any
maybe
of you
they're
have
working for that ship that was following us, the captain.
Of course.
So, what do you want to do?
I'll go out there and talk to them either alone or I can wait for these two to finish eating, but I'll eat rather quickly.
Okay. So
Best pots I've had in weeks.
Yeah, you guys
maybe months.
Yeah, you guys finish your meal. These guys are still outside waiting. What are you doing?
Okay, I guess we'll go out and talk to them.
So, Svar, you step out the door, and they all do this, but this guy particularly, since he's closest to you, he's like 3 meters away. He, as soon as he comes out, he immediately kind of turns and leans up against the wall like he's lost in thought, not really paying attention to you.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
And he goes,
have you been to Excalibur?
He says, no, I've never been up that direction.
You missed out on a great planet. You got to come explore some of the sword worlds for us. Tell us what we're missing.
So as you're talking to this guy makes his way across the street next to him, and this guy makes his way over here. And Audrey, you come around the corner, and just like this other guy, this guy's been attempting to act like he's doing anything other than following you, and he's doing a terrible job. The other thing, Audrey, the closer you get to him, you can smell the alcohol coming off of him. This is because you're a Vargar. He hasn't been drinking that much, but he's feeling good. He's tipsy. And as soon as you kind of round the corner, he gives up the pretense of trying to hide that he's following you. He says, "Oh, hi."
Hi.
What are you guys doing here?
Do you want me to speak to them, Svart, or?
Yes.
Well, how about I'll try to be diplomatic with them, and if that doesn't work, I'll let you be diplomatic in a more aggressive way.
I can pull my sword out and start hacking limbs.
Not yet. I'll just be like, gentlemen, All of you, all four of you, just come here. Let me talk to you.
So they do.
I don't have time for this.
They all kind of gather around and get closer.
What are you being paid to do?
And they very openly tell you that. So they tell you that they have been paid by the Imperial agent in Garrison Starport with the task of keeping eyes on crews and foreign powers. And they said we saw that the Scander was a Sword World naval ship that came in, and so we're keeping tabs on you.
Who's
She-
in
We're not-
command of
She
you?
pays really well.
Unfortunately, we're not a naval ship.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're a foreign power, so.
Who is in charge of you? Who's paying you?
And they all kind of look at each other like, I didn't really catch her name. But she's an
What about
Imperial
a
agent
rank or
here.
something? An Imperial agent. Okay.
Probably.
Well,
I mean,
do you
the
know-
way he says Imperial agent, and one of the other guys goes, a spy.
Oh well. I'll tell you what.
Well, that gave it away.
Where is the agent at?
Oh, she sets up all these she calls them dead drops, and we just we go over to the torpedo bay, and if we sit at this one table, a lot of times there will be a thing that a little envelope that's taped underneath the table, and then when we open it, there'll be a stack of credits and like a note asking us to do something. But the most recent note that we got was that we each got 300 credits, and it was just a note saying to pay attention to any foreign powers or otherwise ships that come in. And we figured, Scander, public information, Scander's registered out of Narsil in the Sword Worlds, and so when we saw her come into port and that information popped up, we were like, oh, there's going to be another 300 credits each.
Well,
One
what
of the guys says, hey, man, have you been over to the Torpedo Bay? They have some great drinks. Let's go party, man. You guys seem cool.
Yes, but I also have a job for you while you guys are drinking. I'm gonna give you more money to keep doing what you're doing.
The one guy
As
goes,
long as-
wow, we could actually double dip here. Yeah.
So what I'm gonna offer you is I'm gonna give you 200 credits each, and I want you to let me know if any other scout ships come into dock while we're here. Okay?
Oh, like IISS scout ships?
Well, there's one in particular that I've been looking for. I'm trying to get a ride on them. It's very fancy, like super super fancy. I mean, you see how I'm dressed, very fancy. I like fancy things.
You look a lot cleaner than most.
Yeah, I like money. That's why. And I like to help people with money. So, if you see any scout ships, especially one called SJ8901, come to the scanner and let us know, as long as we're still in port. And then I'll give you extra money if that happens, okay? But for now, here's 200 credits for each of you. Go to the torpedo bay and get fucking hammered.
So, one of them, all of them kind of get, when you say the name of the ship, all of them kind of get this look on their face, and one of them just gives it away, and he goes, oh, well, I don't know why you'd be looking for SJ8901. It was lost like 6 months ago.
Oh, really? What happened to it?
Oh yeah, it was a big thing. Right around here, nobody knows. It was supposed to arrive, and it never showed up in port. And from what I understand, the scout services sent a number of ships out looking for him. For some reason, they didn't send us. They didn't ask us, but
Well,
they sent a whole bunch of these other scout ships out, and they went out, and nobody came back with any information. They followed all of the known routes, and SJ8901 never showed up to
So,
any
I'll
of
tell
them.
you what.
Let me guess. How many of you guys run X-boats and only do courier?
And one guy goes, I've been an Expo pilot myself. This is way preferable.
Well, I'll tell you what. Just go to Torpedo Bay, get drunk, have fun, and whenever you need to report, just say that we ate food, we did some trading, and that's about it.
But they're like, dude, you guys got to come with us, man. We all have to do a torpedo juice.
I look at
I'm
Audrey and Svar and see if they want to do this.
I think Audrey's allergic to torpedo juice.
I don't know what that is.
He's like, oh, it's great. It's like I don't know what the propellant in a torpedo is, but they mix that with pineapple in a pint glass, and you just chug the whole thing down like it's a shot. He goes, and it's cheap.
I'm not so sure. Also, sure,
mean-
dogs' stomachs can tolerate that.
I don't know. I sometimes have to swat at my cats to keep them out of my whiskey.
Well, that's different.
That's different. That's completely normal.
Well, no, we are here to do
Torpedo
business,
juice is
so
a
we
little
can't
bit different
party.
than beer. It's a little bit different than beer.
That's true.
Just a little.
Just a little. Yeah.
little.
Like, come on, man. We got to go party. You guys are really cool.
We have to do business first, and then we may stop by.
Okay. And so
We're a trade ship. We have to do trading.
So are you paying them 200 credits now, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you give them each 200 credits, and they're like, okay, sweet, and they head on over to the Torpedo Bay.
Problem solved.
Where are you guys going from here?
Well, now aren't we going to go to that address that we got on the note?
Yeah, you have an address on the note, and and up here is, so right here is the scout office, and the address on the note is over here.
As far as
Now that nobody is following us, we can go there.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that the reason why that ship was so prim and polished is because there was probably a murder aboard, taking over.
More than one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
More than one.
Well, we'll keep that in our back pocket for now.
I did say something about that guy. I did say I think that guy reminded me of a mercenary or a pirate.
So from the sword worlders and from a sword worlder perspective, and definitely from a Jadani perspective, and probably this is probably interesting from even an Imperial Vergur's perspective, although Audrey may have run into this before, but Svart and Zerzi would have been a little bit surprised at these particular scouts that they ran into, and the reason is that the scout service, it's pretty well known that the Imperial Interstellar Scout Service is kind of a mixed bag, but they have a reputation as being, in a lot of cases, more unpredictable and sometimes more badass than the Imperial Marines. The Scout Service is sent to places first before the Marines ever get to show up. So these guys have to rely on themselves and are typically known to be sometimes first in, last out kind of situations. And these scouts didn't appear that way. These scouts had no idea what they're doing. But like I said, any service can be a mixed bag, but these guys are not what Zerzy or Svart would have expected from the scout service. Every scout, I'm sure that Svart probably ran into a couple of scouts while he was in the patrol, and possibly even while he was working with the Merchant Marines. These are not the typical scouts that you guys are used to. These guys seem completely inept. Like, maybe they just signed up a month ago. You don't know. These guys
Maybe
may
they
not have
never-
even been given a
maybe-
ship yet.
They may never have even signed up yet. They just pretend.
Yeah, that's possible.
It's their first day in training.
Yeah. First day in training. Let's go get drunk.
Right. Well, that's
So
how
do
you
we-
That's
do it.
why. That's why I moved behind them.
Do we want to go to the address we have a note for, or do we want to go
Yes.
to another place first? All right, let's go. Let's go to the address on the note then.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
vote.
So you arrive at this address, and you hit the door buzzer. You guys are up here. You guys hit the door buzzer, and there is no answer when you hit the buzzer, but the door is unlocked.
This is your two's domain, not mine. I don't go through doors first.
Yeah, I'm about thinking kicking the door open and pulling my revolver out. Please.
Hey, whatever works for you.
I open the door and look in. Anybody home?
Pull out your
You
revolver
need
and yell,
help?
Star Helix.
Anybody home? Yeah, I don't want to pull out the auto pistol. We want to pull out the revolver.
So Svart, so you push the door open and you yell out, is anybody home? And you don't get a response. Make a recon plus intellect check.
You know I don't.
You know I don't have that. I'm a cop and I don't see anything. Oh, hey,
I have the
there
best
you go.
recon.
I got something.
No
You
shit.
did. Rolled 11.
So you immediately notice the lights in here, with the exception of like a desk lamp. There's a desk lamp on, but everything else is off. There's like a small light on under a cabinet in a small kitchen area. It's a strange little office that has its own little private like kitchenette, and there's like a couple of desks in here that are up against the walls, and one desk that's just around the corner of where you walk in has a desk lamp on, and you see that there is a computer terminal that's turned on, and there is a light flashing for a saved message.
What do you see?
I like how these
PC
two
with
are
the
like,
message.
looks dangerous, Vart. You go first. Hey, what do you see in there?
I see a PC with a message blinking, and I don't see anybody else, so I'm going to go over here to the computer.
Can I do a recon on the outside and stay outside and look and see if anybody's watching us?
Sure, go ahead and make a recon plus intellect check.
I still don't know how the hell I have the best recon.
Well, you got to be able to see things when you're at those big dinner parties.
Not right now. I can't though.
No,
I got a
you
6.
you don't see anybody.
Okay,
It doesn't
cool.
appear that the place is being watched.
Awesome. Fully believe you, Smart. We're totally good.
Okay, I look at the screen. What do I see?
So, looking at the screen, it appears that this office building is owned by a minor local merchant, and it appears that they import luxury foodstuffs. And on the screen, you see that there was an expected delivery of 200 tons of frozen meat, and there is a message flashing when you activate the message. It says, you get an out-of-hours contact system, and it gives directions to a small restaurant over here. It's a all hours diner called Maelstrom. It's an out of hours contact that gives you directions to the round the clock restaurant of distinctly mediocre quality. So it's a Denny's, maybe a Waffle House.
No, that'd be Southern mediocre food.
Audrey, you can make a Recon plus intellect check.
Okay.
And before
And you
Space
s-
Marines are dropped in behind us.
Right?
Audrey
Can you
notices nothing.
Nope. Audrey notices nothing. Here.
It says we need to go next door. I don't know what we're supposed to do when we get there, but
How about I come in and download the entire computer onto my computer? Shouldn't take long. It's already open, right?
yeah.
So
It's
Cersei's
open.
like, "Do you want
It's-
me to come in and download this?" And right about then, what Audrey missed is that stumbling out of the torpedo bay, or more likely, they were tossed out of the torpedo bay, are
for these helpless cat.
three guys come out. They've got mohawks. They do not look like Navy. They don't look like the clientele that would normally, be in the torpedo bay. These guys are. They are dressed in, leather jackets and basically just look like ruffians. And they come stumbling out, and they are clearly drunk, but they are also belligerent. One guy is yelling. The last guy out is yelling back inside the bar about how you're going to see us again, and we're going to make sure that we deal with this whole situation. And this guy comes up to behind Audrey, who did not notice him arrive, and says something about how he kind of pushes Audrey's shoulder and says, "Oh, great! Now we got Verger on the station."
No, that is a mean thing to say. Audrey's ears droop.
Starts whining.
Yes.
One of the other ones kind of turns and says, "Verger," and they look over and they see Zerzy, and they're like, "Yeah, but this one looks like he's got some money. How about we roll him?"
Let's sigh. Gentlemen, how about I pay for your next drink and you just move along?
Go ahead and make a persuasion plus social check. How many drinks are you? How much are you wanting to hand them, and that can influence a bonus to your roll.
50 credits each.
Shit, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll give you.
I have money.
I'll give you a +2 for that. Go ahead and roll persuasion plus social with a +2.
13.
Nice. So the first guy, this guy comes over and he takes the money, and he's like, "Well, okay, if you're just gonna give it up." And this guy back here says something about how, well, if he's got that much, I bet he's got more. And this guy next to Audrey says, "What do you think? What do you think the dog's got?"
If you're accepting the payment, just walk away. We're just trying to sit here and trade merchandise. That's all.
I walk around here.
We're just doing business
Okay.
here.
Okay, so Svart, you come out and you're so
What's going on, guys?
They'd be mean, Spart.
Zerzy, well, all of you can make another recon plus intellect check.
Okay.
So only one took the money then? Just making sure I
Yeah,
my
he
records.
took the 50 credits.
Okay.
I got a 13.
So Zvart, you notice, and Zerzy notices, none of these guys appear to be armed. The jackets they're wearing aren't even real leather, and they're not even cloth armor. they look like they're a local street gang, but they really have nothing to back that up.
Like I'm offering you each 50 credits. That's probably more money than you guys have had all day. Just take it and go someplace else.
Oh, see, and this guy back here, the mouth, he starts getting pissed off. He gets all indignant at that. He's like, oh, so now he's saying because he can give us each 50 credits that we don't have jobs and that we're just a bunch of lowlives with no money.
Sounds familiar. Sure looks like it. Move along. There's nothing here to see.
I will allow Zvart to make a persuasion plus social check, but you get a +2 because you have this hand cannon sitting there in a holster.
+2, and so what's the
Persuasion plus social.
oh jeez. 3. I don't think they like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, you don't have persuasion, do you?
No, and I have 0 for social.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a bad roll. That's my bad. I didn't think about that. Me take a look. How about this instead? I'll let you make a gun
Got
combat.
corrals.
I'll let you make a gun combat plus social and a +2. That's better. So these guys, this guy's like, guys, I don't think this is a good idea, and he decides he's going to back off. And this guy kind of spits at Audrey's feet and says, "Yeah, no, this isn't worth it," and he starts to back off. Just about before this guy can even say anything, coming out of the back door comes the drunken scouts, who are now really drunk, and they evidently have already been in some kind of fisticuffs. One of the first guy that comes out has an obvious black eye, or is going to. It is in the process of swelling up. And he comes up and he's like, "Oh, well, we're outside the torpedo bay now. You know what? There's nothing to prevent me from kicking your ass." And he's going to start a fight with him.
Thank you. Need some help?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. Let's see. They might.
And thump him on top of the head with a revolver.
You're just pistol whipping.
Okay, are we killing
Or if
people or
I'm
what?
kindly, I can only use the auto pistol.
So let's see here.
We use the heavy pistol or the light pistol I hit you with.
Are we fighting them or what? Sorry, I had to get food.
No. I'm going to pistol whip with my...
The drunk
with my
scouts have already been in a
6
fight with them and came out and are attempting to finish it. These guys.
I thought I might help by using my 6-pound revolver on his head. It's stainless steel. It won't get stained.
While they're fighting, can I
That's
go
not
into
going to hurt it at all. Let's see. The scout.
While they're fighting, can I go into the apartment on my turn?
Sure.
Okay. I'm not a fighter, so I'm gonna go do smart stuff.
He's gonna go hide.
No, I'm gonna download the computer and look around.
No, actually, these guys, the scouts have a higher dex, so they are going to get to go first. Yeah, he's going to take a swing. Why not? That ain't great. I'd say he probably has melee combat. Oof. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe they won't need help. Let's see how this works. So, damn. Scout clocks this guy, just gives him a haymaker, and knocks him for a loop. This scout immediately sets on this guy. He didn't do so good. Another scout's going to come out here. Well, he hits. For 1 point of damage. Oh! He goes up and slaps him. And this scout just kind of hangs out in the doorway, and he still has a drink in his hand. And from inside, you hear the staff from the over the loud music yell at you can't leave with that. That's okay. I was just standing right here. And
that's a pretty good imitation of a drunk.
Dude, I worked as a DJ at a strip club. I've heard it all. So from both patrons and dancers. Oh man. So these guys are getting into a big fight right in the middle of the street in front of the torpedo bay. And from down the street, you can hear the sound of a siren. And it sounds like it's getting closer. What do you want to do?
I go in here. I go in there.
Go over to the diner. Yeah, I mean that's where.
Yeah, Audrey will go to the diner with Savart.
Okay.
She doesn't want to be in the
shutting
fight.
the door.
Okay, so you go into the office
with Clanker.
You and Clanker go into the office and shut the door. What are you doing? You're trying to download the files.
I'll have Clanker do some sort of menial-looking task in case someone looks through the window. And yeah, I'll set my computer locked, but have it like downloading everything.
Okay. Go ahead and make a computers plus. So you've got a 12. Yeah. So it'd be plus 0 for tech level. Computers plus intellect or education. You can add the bonus for your agent. And you can add a bonus for any infiltration software that you have.
I've got some. I think it adds 2, doesn't it? Is it 2 or 1? I can't remember.
I believe it's plus 2.
Right? I think because usually I roll 3 unless I out tech level them.
Nice.
15.
Ooh.
So I mean your intrusion software just completely bypasses whatever security was on this thing.
What security?
Yeah, it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything huge. And
It's McAfee.
Yes, yes, yes. It had
Here's McAfee 98.
it had Space McAfee on it, so it wasn't hard to get past. And you're in the process of downloading. You're basically making a copy of the memory that's on the system. Clanker is like over at the window. It kind of moves the curtains aside and is looking out the window, and he says, "Sir, security forces have arrived and are arresting all of the individuals outside."
That's fine.
Thankfully.
Just do menial tasks. Don't look out the window.
Oh, yes, sir. He goes about he's like trying. He's a robot trying to invent a menial task. He wasn't given any specific prerogative, so he's just like, and he'll pick up the coffee maker, and he goes and sets it on top of a filing cabinet, and then he goes over and picks up the thing of powdered creamer, and he goes over and he sets it in a potted plant in the corner. I mean,
No, put all that back. Pull that back and then just stand down. Fuck it.
says, "Yes, sir," and he goes back and putting everything back where he found it. So it takes you about 3 minutes to download the data on this computer. It doesn't appear that there was a whole lot on here. I mean, you're not making a copy of the operating system. I mean, you're talking about some accounting files and import-export ledgers.
Yeah, and an import-export license.
Yeah,
which we want to see.
yeah,
We want to know who we're dealing with.
Yeah, there's a legitimate license registered to one Kurt Sanigan, acting as a luxury foodstuffs importer. Which, honestly, Garrison Station's a little bit of a strange place to be a luxury foodstuffs importer. I can't imagine that he's making a lot of money doing that.
Well, you never know. So I'm just.
I mean, Belters like to eat nice too, but I just can't see that he would be making money hand over fist on this sort of thing.
I mean, I guess selling to the elites who run the corporations that are mining here, maybe.
Yeah, Ling Standard Products he's probably banking on making a quick buck for that.
Hey, it's frozen. It can stay frozen for decades.
That's true. Especially if you're carting it around in a low berth. I mean, your children's children could be eating steak. So yeah, it takes you probably about 3 minutes to download all the pertinent information, including a copy of his Garrison Station import-export license.
We can copy that. We can be forgers now. Yeah. And I have to arrest myself.
So smart. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Jersey?
Oh, nothing. I was going to be a smartass. Ignore me.
So Svart and Audrey, you're sitting. You're kind of sitting in this booth. You're the only two people in here, other than there's a chef that's working in the back and a waitress who really looks like she doesn't give a shit that she's here or not. She's just here. And in walks off the street, you see a young man, and he seems like he's a little bit nervous, and he looks around, and then he comes over to your table, and Svart recognizes this. He says, yes, I has something for you. And you recognize he has a very strong accent from the planet Khalida, which is a Sword World's planet. And he looks like a typical Sword Worlder. He's got the shaved head with a short cropped mohawk on top. He's got Celtic tattoos on his face. He looks like a typical Sword Worlder. Looks like he's probably around 19 years old, and he hands you a data chip. He hands you a wafer. He says, "I have this for you."
Thank you very much. Any news on where you got it from?
He says, he looks around. He says, and he sits down opposite you in the booth, and he says, all information on chip. It's note. Uh, are you Magnus?
No, but I work for him.
Oh, then it is
I'm
for
his-
you.
I represent him tonight.
He says, then that data chip and message is for you. It
Thank you very
explains
much.
everything.
Did he promise you anything?
He kind of looks around and he looks at you and he says, he promised me you take care.
Thank you. We will. Do you need any help tonight?
Yes. And so you look at this data chip in your mobile comm and it says here,
Like hell, the world's going to blow up.
I know I put this in here. Here we go. This is what comes up on your screen, just a text message.
Ah, thank you very much.
And the 19-year-old kid kind of looks around and he says, "My name is Ehrlik Vinderssen," and he says, he says, I'm not bad man, but I have run into some problems with Imperial authorities."
We'll take you to the ship, but first, do you need anything to eat? We can give you a meal right here.
Oh, I would very much like to eat. I haven't eaten in a couple of days.
What would you like?
And he orders, the whatever
Bacon and eggs, hash browns.
Yep, and a side of pancakes and
marble rye bread.
yes.
A pint of mead to wash it down.
Well, I don't know that they have that here, but they got really strong black coffee.
Good. And then I have to ask the cook. I mean, I'll be here back in a second. I go ask the cook. Is your manager here by chance, or are you running the place tonight?
The manager's hardly ever here. Yeah, it's just me and Flo.
I got a message that you're the contact point for the business next door for 24/7 out of office.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kurt something or other. He comes in and eats here all the time.
Well, we have a delivery for him. Can you give him a message?
Sure.
We have his expected delivery.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll go ahead and I don't know when I'll see him again. It seemed like he busted out of here pretty quick. I passed him on the way coming into work this morning, and he ran out with a couple of suitcases. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be back.
That's interesting. Thank you very much.
This is any time. Any friend of Kurt's.
How much do we owe you for that dinner?
He says, "You know what? For you, it's on the house. You guys seem like a nice group, and not like we're getting much business tonight, anyways."
So I slip him a 20 Ehrlik coin.
Okay.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be leaving now.
So Ehrlich explained to Audrey while Kurt is while Zart is in the back talking to the chef, and Ehrlich Vinderssen explains that he keeps reiterating he's not a bad guy, but that essentially that the Imperial authorities are constantly harassing him, because he's a sword worlder. And he just doesn't fit in here, and nobody likes sword worlders here, and it got to the point where Now he ended up basically kicking the shit out of one of the security guards, and they don't have a bolo out on him, but they do have a notice that if he's found, to arrest on site, but they're not actively searching for him.
Oh,
Well, we go over here.
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
And Audrey's like, yeah, that is a tale of woe. Audrey's probably thinking, how is this our problem again? What? How did we
I
get
know
into
what
this?
it's like. I know how it is not to be liked by people.
Yeah, he says, so, see, you understand. I'm not bad, man. But these Imperials, they hate sword worlders. He seems like he's young, impetuous, and like he's maybe got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, especially concerning Imperials. Maybe
About this big
rightfully so.
or this big? Is that chip about this big?
Right. Maybe rightfully so, but his age and lack of experience probably has not helped him in any manner.
And I talk to Zerzy and say, we have some interesting information. The man we're looking for to deliver this meat to has disappeared. He apparently came to work this morning and then soon left and took suitcases with him. Also, one of the captain's friends has a son who is in trouble, and we've been asked to get him out of here.
So we're taking on another person? I mean,
I'm going to escort this person to the ship. And if I have to, I'll put him in the smuggler section where we found that booze.
That's a good idea.
you may want to introduce him to Kurt Voss too,
Yeah, we can do that.
because Kurt's our secret intel officer. I'm actually going to take over the title of intel officer on the ship because we don't have one, I don't think.
No, I mean, not officially. No, I mean, I don't think Magnus is going to care. You can call yourself whatever you want. He doesn't give a shit.
As long as he makes money, he's happy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you make money, he's in a good mood. So
I come back over here and I tell the two of them, I'm escorting you back to the ship.
And so so Ehrlik brings up the point. He says, "Okay, well, how are we gonna get to your docking bay? I mean, if they see me, they're going to arrest me, and they might arrest anybody that's actually trying to help me."
I have a solution for this.
Oh, I have to hear this. We'll hide him inside
Remember
my
how-
robot.
No, remember how I always have Clanker dressed up as a Jordani?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I could just take the clothes off the robot and give it to the kid, let him mix and match and make some sort of look on him.
Okay. That's not a terrible idea. I'm just trying to imagine this crew droid walking around with a turban and these flowing robes kind of hanging off him. And they don't fit him quite right, like walking around like a skeleton wearing too many clothes, and a turban. It's so ridiculous.
It's better than nothing.
Actually, a pretty good idea as far as I'm concerned.
No, that is pretty good.
Right off the top of your head, out of the middle with nothing else on your available.
That is pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah,
If you
that's a
want,
neat plan.
you could also shave his head or something.
He is really kind of upset about that idea. He's like, no, it took me a while to grow this. It is a traditional sword world or Kaladin warrior's
Look,
haircut.
I'm not sword welder, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Svart would probably understand.
Mate, do you want to get caught?
No, I don't. He refers to. He goes, I don't want to end up spending my life in an imperial gulag.
And when I was in the patrol, we occasionally had to go undercover and do things we didn't particularly want to do. So, are you willing to do that?
Yes, I'll do whatever it takes to get out of here.
We'll see if we can find some hair growth formula to help you grow it back. There
Holographic
must be
hair.
yeah.
It's
Oh
the
no,
future. You can have.
there must be some magic lotion somewhere.
I'm sure. Like
They
Rogaine
gotta have
2000.
some. We got Rogaine 3000 right now.
Right, yes. I worked it into my scalp, and now I have hair on my palms. So the cook kind of overhears you, and he comes out with a pair of kitchen shears that are like a foot long, and he's like, "Here, you could use these." And yeah, basically, you gotta hold them with two hands. More like
they're garden shears.
Yeah, more like you're doing yard work. Yeah. So you kind of cut his hair, and Zerzi, it was your idea. Do you have deception?
No.
Shit.
I mean, I'm not the one deceiving anyone. He is, isn't he?
Well, if you're just
I
giving
merely
him
gave him the clothes.
If you're just giving him the clothes, okay.
He can wear as much or as little as he wants. I don't care. He's not my species. He's not a friend of mine.
You're still human.
Well, like he's not a sword welder. Like I'm not a sword welder, so
you're not in the same culture.
Whoops.
I'm a noble who could read your mind and make you fly and fall to your death.
And fry your brain.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll show I can kill you with my brain. So this is what this kid looks like.
After I make you think what I want. Now he's nearly bald.
Yeah, I mean,
So he's
you know. So, yeah, he's. I mean, he'll put the clothes on. I don't know. This is not going to go well. I don't think.
never a good thing to hear the keeper say. I'm just not gonna go well.
Yeah, he got a 3. I mean, he looks like, and the turban fits him, and he's wearing your flowing robes and whatnot. He comes out of the restroom, and he's like, okay, I think I'm disguised. How do I look? I mean, he looks like a sword wielder wearing Jodani clothing.
Worst case, I can attempt to bribe whoever's trying to arrest you. I mean, it's better than
I
us
would be
shooting
careful
everybody to
doing
death.
that on Garrison Station. If you're trying to bribe security, that's probably, they don't take kindly to that either. I mean, they're hard nosed here.
Oh well.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not imperial security. It's private security.
That's true, but the private security seems to be kind of towing the line fairly well.
Yeah, they got the imperial watching over them.
Why don't we just walk him to the Kurtz guy's house next door and see if there's any clothing that he can wear? I don't know. I don't have kids. I spent my entire life as a diplomat, and they all got wasted.
I don't have any kids. So yeah. I mean, he doesn't.
You don't have any kids that you know of.
Right. So, I mean, this disguise, you're not really sure that, I mean, it's certainly not going to pass close scrutiny, and you're not even positive it's going to pass long distance scrutiny. I mean, it's almost so bad that he almost stands out more than he did before.
Well, can't we take wheel a box off our ship and then put him in it and then put it back on the ship? And we say that it's us trading.
Yeah, I mean, so Audrey, you can make your choice, Audrey. You can make either an investigate plus intellect check or a recon plus intellect check. Either one.
Okay, plus intellect.
So a
Six.
six is going to get it. So in this import export of luxury foodstuffs office, there are a couple of fairly large shipping crates. I mean, they're not like shipping containers. So these are crates, about big enough for him to uncomfortably curl up inside, and there are a couple of grav pallets for moving them about.
Well, this is convenient. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, that's something we could do.
I'm not gonna walk near you guys. I'll take my Jordani clothing back and put it back on my
I'm
clanker.
gonna redress my
Put it back on
robot
your robot. Hold on, I have to dress my robot.
because the crew droid walking around in Jodani nobleman clothing doesn't draw attention at all.
Yeah, but I'm gonna walk separate with Clanker to the ship.
Okay. So are you going a little bit ahead of them, or?
Yeah. So that way I look like the weirdo with the dressed up robot.
So about 40 minutes, you guys get him in. I mean, the first thing you have to do is figure out how you're gonna, get him into the crate comfortably enough that he can last and not get the urge to suddenly stand up or something like that. And you get him in there as comfortable as you can. You shut the lid.
Pass out. We want him to pass out. We want him to pass out when we put him in the
Right, yes. Yeah, make sure you don't take the one that's a cooler and it's airtight. Audrey, you can make a mechanic plus intellect or education check. Your choice.
Oh, okay. Mechanic.
Audrey drills a couple of air holes using some of her mechanics tools. They're not hidden. They're just there, and so you guys get him in here, so he's not gonna suffocate, and you get it on this grav pallet, and you guys are ready to go. And so
Let's go.
you guys are pushing this grav pallet down the street, and you get. So, like Zerzy said, he's going a little bit ahead of you.
Yeah.
Where did Zart go? Oh, there he is.
himself.
Now, for some reason, there we go. It wouldn't let me grab Zart. So you guys get to about
Because
here,
I had already grabbed him.
and you are not you have not drawn any attention. I mean, as far as anybody else is concerned, they just see you pushing this this grav cart down the street. You get this far, and you see that there are a couple of pair of patrol officers, private security, starport security that are walking along, and they notice you. They look over and they see that you're pushing this cart, and they kind of just one of them kind of does this to you, another one nods, and they just keep walking. They have completely ignored that anything nefarious is going on. And it goes like this until you get back aboard the ship, and you kind of get this crate up into the cargo bay and pop the lid, and he gets out and kind of stretches, and he's like, "Oh, that was a tight fit," and he kind of stretches and whatnot, and he looks around. He says, "Oh, this is a fine vessel." And
It is.
he says, when do we leave? When can I be out of this terrible place?
You have to ask the captain.
And he he tells you he has never actually met Magnus. Magnus was a friend of Kurt's, and his father was a friend of Kurt's, and so this is kind of a favor that Kurt is asking on behalf of his father, of Magnus. But so you guys basically hide out for about another day or so, kind of keeping Ehrlich, um, you know.
Do we have to hide out, or are we able?
I mean, he's stashed aboard the ship. I mean, unless the imps decide that they're going to uh, do a search, and there was really no need for them to do that when you showed up, you wouldn't see any need for it now. They weren't actively searching for Ehrlich. They were simply, if he was seen, that they would arrest him on sight. But beyond that, they weren't. It's not like they were going over and turning over every stone that they found trying to find him. I mean, he beat the guy up. He didn't shoot him or stab him or anything. He just kicked the shit out of him, and that was about it. Which, for a private security firm, that's going to be pretty embarrassing. But, it is what it is. So, what you guys basically have about another day here. What is your plan here?
Oh, Audrey's going to give Ehrlich a tour of the ship.
Okay, so Audrey's spending her time giving Ehrlich a tour, probably getting him set up in in one of the crew berths up here in Area 2, or up here on Deck 3 in Area 1. But beyond that, what about Svart? What are you doing? What is Svart and Zerzy doing?
Your mic's muted.
Can we contact Magnus?
No, he is.
We're on the ship.
He should be back later this evening from Denisov Memorial. He basically left. He left a note that not he doesn't wish to be disturbed. He's paying his respects to Grand Admiral Denisov. The only other thing that you know about Denisov Memorial is there are a couple of small local traders or local miners that operate out of Denisov Memorial, but other than that, it's kind of a funerary kind of place.
Yeah, nice quiet place for an evening
Right.
of solitude.
Yes. And of course, so Magnus probably only spent a couple of hours there. Most of this time that he's been gone is the trip there and back.
That's a long time. That's a long way to go for a couple of hours.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't. Nothing is quick and short when you're taking a shuttle somewhere. It's a fur piece.
My plan's a little more in depth because that's how I am.
Yeah.
I want to spend the day. I want to try to talk to the administration of the place.
Okay. What are you specifically asking?
I want to talk to whoever is in charge of the entire station, like the tippity top, in regards to potential pirated ship or potential. Basically, about the scout ship that we now know has probably been pirated.
So probably unlikely. So if you're not going to be able to get to see the guy who's at the top of the food chain as far as it's not like there's they're probably everything always comes to one person, but that's not entirely how this hierarchy works. And you're not going to be able to get that far up, but you can talk to a
Can I talk to
common.
the
You can
scout
talk.
leader?
Yeah, you can talk to a commandant at the scouts office.
Yeah, I would definitely want to go talk to them because
And so you're basically reporting a sighting of this ship. Is that?
I will actually give them. Let me double check, make sure nothing bad's on the recording. Yeah, no,
And-
I could.
An edited version of my recording in the ship.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm
Redacted.
gonna give them still photos of when I'm on the ship, the scout ship. Of the captain, the other guy. Photos of the ship being ridiculously clean. Tell them the last known when we've seen all the sightings we've seen of them.
So the last
And
place
basically
that
say
you saw them was at Asteltine.
Right.
So
I'll tell them that we've seen them multiple times, so that way they can try to, if they have an investigation, which they sounds like they do, these sightings of okay, well, we have seen them or seen information of them at these locations, so it may help their investigation.
So the commandant finds this all very interesting, and he tells you that he basically confirms what you heard from these other scouts is that, and this was for the scout service, this was kind of a big deal, mostly because so SJ-8901 was a well-known scout ship, and it was in the hands of a competent crew of 3 people. Now, they had performed admirably, and the thing that really irks the big, I mean, let's face it, the scouts lose ships all the time. That's just the nature of the job. But the thing that really irks the IISS about SJ-8901 is that it wasn't out on some lone long-range reconnaissance mission. It wasn't out on any kind of dangerous mission. It was delivering courier messages between fleet captains of the Imperial Navy, and all of those courier transmissions were classified, and it's like the ship disappeared in their own backyard, and that's the part that pisses them off. That's why the scout service is searching for this so much, and because those courier transmissions were confidential to the national security of the Third Imperium.
Not good. We don't care about the Third Imperium. We're not Imperials.
I can spin this into a good thing for us, at least. I would ask him, what was the last known location of the ship according to your records?
They went missing, and I will show you a map. They went missing. Find it. Oh my god. Looking at these maps sometimes makes me cross it. I know it's got to be.
Because we last saw them on what, Flamirion?
The last you saw them at Asteltine.
Okay.
Why am I not seeing Elixabeth? So they went missing in the Lunyan Shield worlds, or Lunyan Shield worlds. They went missing at Elixabeth. Cannot find.
Yeah, not even. That's not even on this one. It's way long way.
It may not be on this. Why was? Oh, no, it's not that far away. It's right here. It got all screwed up when I pasted the maps together. They went missing at Elizabeth. And this is a part of Lunyan subsector. And like I said, this is kind of in their backyard, considering Bowman's right here. They're only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 4 parsecs away, and the ship just vanished just outside of Imperial borders. So it's not like Elizabeth. I mean, Elizabeth has a Class B starport. They're tech level 8. It's not like it's a great unknown. And yet, SJ8901 just vanished.
I just want to, I guess, biggest thing is if we run into them again, do you want us to try to capture, kill?
So looking at the photos that you gave him, I mean, the commandant immediately says, "I don't know who these 2 individuals are. They are not the crew members that should be operating that vessel. I wouldn't suggest attempting to apprehend them. They're if they are pirates, they could be exceptionally dangerous. You know.
I have an offer for you.
Okay, what's your offer?
I overheard them that they have one job they're about to do, and I'll tell you their job, at least the vague amounts I know. Can you write me a warrant to capture or kill these people if we run into them? So that way, if our ship runs across them, we can dish out your punishment. And if somebody questions it, I have something saying, listen, we were allowed to do this.
Yeah, he can
Early outfight that ship.
he can give you an Imperial warrant.
Like, what would they call it?
It would be a bounty. I mean, essentially.
A letter of marque, basically.
Yeah, essentially it is. Well, it works out to the same thing, but yeah, it would be a bounty that this ship is wanted, and these 2 individuals. He would prefer a capture because they are wanted in questioning for what happened to the 3 crew members who operated this vessel.
Okay. Well, the ship was unnaturally spotless when I was on it, and when we were there, they said they were waiting to pick up somebody and that they couldn't hire me because I was trying to figure it out because we'd seen them multiple times, and I was trying to bribe them that I was just a rich nobody trying to get a trip. They said they couldn't accept me because they already had somebody that they were transporting. They didn't say to where, but they were waiting for somebody. And that was in Asseltine when we just left there.
Okay.
So that's the last bit of info I'll give him.
So yeah, he transfers to your Mobilecom a digital warrant that authorizes you to capture or otherwise engage with these individuals. Only, and it is specified that this warrant only pertains to the ship named SJ8901.
Understood.
Okay, so you make it back to the ship, and Magnus makes his way back. He is seemingly pleased about he's pleased about how you handled the situation with Ehrlik Vinderssen, but he seems also like he's a little melancholy about the fact that he didn't get to see his old friend Kurt. But you know, things are what they are, and he basically brushes it off and says, you know, this is what sword worlders do for their friends. We do favors for our friends, and this seems like a big favor. And so he basically meets with Ehrlik and kind of takes on like a kind kind of like when you guys first boarded the ship, kind of this stern, fatherly figure, kind of, don't fuck around and do what you're asked to do, and everything will go great, kind of situation. And if not, I will leave you at the nearest port and wash my hands of you. And so he basically puts Ehrlik on the crew. And as you guys are leaving the port, the pilot sets a course, and he tells the astrogator to set a course for Wollston. He plans to do some trading at Wollston. And he goes inside of his office. And so you guys are kind of standing around the bridge, kind of watching the situation, keeping an eye on Ehrlik. And Ehrlik hasn't really been given his duties. He knows he's on the crew, but he's waiting for Magnussen to come back out of his office. And suddenly the office door opens up, and Magnussen comes out, and he is almost out of breath, and he's exceptionally excited, and he tells the astrogator, stop, cancel that order for astrogation to Wollston. Do not change our plot that we set with Garrison Station. Keep the jump course with them, but I want you to recalculate. We are heading for Nurton. And the astrogator turns and looks, and he says, sir, Nurton is a red zoned world. He says, I know. And the pilot says, is there a reason that we're going to Nurton? And all he says is, he goes, Denisov. And that's where we're going to break for this week.
Oh.
So he thinks
we're into the red zone.
Going into the red zone. And it has something to do with Grand Admiral Denisov. So
his people are still alive. They're all in low berths.
Yes.
For 500 years.
Yes. So we will be off next week. No games next week at all. It is a cluster truck around my house as far as the holidays go, and there's just so much going on that I've done this in the past, and I've regretted it every time because the games suffer because I just can't focus on doing everything or everything that's going on around me and running the games at the same time. So this year I'm going to actually learn the lesson that I should have learned the past 5 years in a row, and this year I am going to just say, nope, we're going to take the holiday. And so no game next week, but we will be back. I believe that would be December 3rd for the next session of Behind the Claw.
Thank you.
December next week.
Yes, I will. I hope you guys all have a good Thanksgiving, even if you're just planning on staying at home and eating a TV dinner.
You too.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Glenn, I've